Are we really going to let a bunch of greedy, selfish fools do in this whole planet? Benefits of turmeric: natural anti-inflammatory, natural antibiotic, natural antiseptic, natural analgesic, speeds up wound healing, improves digestion, and it does speed up wound healing. I've seen that done with had a big gash on there, put that on, bandaged it up, and it healed it really quickly. Improves digestion, blood purifier, strengthens ligaments, skin tonic, helps coughs, improves asthma, anti-arthritic, slows progression of MS, helps prevent gas, bloating, lowers cholesterol, heals stomach ulcers, improves skin conditions, psoriasis, eczema, etc. Helps prevent cancer, breast, prostate, skin, colon, lymphoma, leukemia. Prevents progression of Alzheimer's. Aids in fat metabolism and weight management. Reduces side effects of chemotherapy. And if we all had some of that every day, particularly mixed with black pepper, because black pepper makes it 20,000 times more bioavailable to your body. So if we're all eating even just a teaspoon of that, I mean, what I tend to do, if I've got a dinner and I have some mashed potatoes, I'll put a couple of teaspoons in, put some black pepper on it, mash it up. Yes, it turns yellow, tastes fantastic, and any I leave, the dogs get, and they love it. Good for them as well, by the way. Thick Tory MP Nadine Dorries receives no sympathy after whining about having to do real work. It's terrible. I have to do real work rather than sit here, get £80,000 a year, fall asleep and screw the public. Americans are living a deep state induced lie. The assassination of JFK, MLK and RFK facilitated the corporate takeover of MSM, academia, both parties and Congress, turned our presidents into puppets, committed mass murder worldwide in our name, poisoned our air, food and water. And it's the same in this country. The politicians are the enemy. Dad, why is there no NHS? Because, son, I and other working class folk like me voted Tory, and they sold it all off to on the cheap to their donors and friends, who made it so that only those that could afford to pay could see a doctor and access basic healthcare. But why did you do that, Dad? Because Jeremy Corbyn doesn't eat meat and I don't like the look of his jacket. They say a picture says 1,000 words. And I think that's about right. Yes, Merck killed 60,000 people with Vioxx, and it took them 5 years to take it off the market. But they are telling the truth about vaccines. Yes, the pharmaceutical industry created opiate epidemic, but they are telling the truth about vaccines. Yes, the CDC is for-profit government agency with over 20 vaccine patents, but they are telling the truth about vaccines. Yes, the pharmaceutical companies funded their own studies, but they're telling the truth about vaccines. Yes, HHS was sued and it was founded that they have not done any safety studies in over 30 years, but they're telling the truth about vaccines. Yes, the CDC says that the TDAP and flu shot are safe during pregnancy. That yeah, they were sued and it was founded that they have zero studies to show, but they are telling the truth about vaccines. Take a look at Israel's history and you would know who the terrorist is. The absurd contradictions of capitalism. There are 22 empty homes for every homeless person. Percentage of millionaires. Congress 50%. United States 1%. Poverty 27 to 2010. More than 20% rise. 10 to 20% rise. Up to 10% rise. The different colours, that is. In the richest country in the world, 49 million in poverty, plus 96 million near poor. 146 million, half the US population. Workers produce more than ever, but wages are stagnant. How Wall Street got so rich. The US has 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prisoners. The racist criminal judicial system, 1 in 15 black men behind bars, 1 in 35 Latino men behind bars, 1 in 105 white men behind bars. How our tax dollars are spent. If only more of today's military personnel would realise that they are being used by the owning elites as a publicly subsidised capitalist goon squad. Smedley Butler, US Marine Corps Major General and author of War is a Racket. At the time of his death, he was the most decorated Marine in US history. Theresa May, The Beginning Tour 2019 with special guests. Berlin, April 9th. Paris, April 9th. Brussels, April 10th. Spy boss says Chinese firm Huawei's shoddy security and poor engineering mean its 5G equipment could be banned from Westminster and other sensitive areas of the UK. Now, do you believe that? I'm glad you don't, because it's nothing to do with that. It's because they don't want 5G where they go and sit down and piss on us all. A GCHQ chief says that Huawei's engineering is like it's back in the year 2000. Tech firms' involvement in British network expected to be scrutinised and reviewed. Defence Secretary and head of MI6 have expressed concerns about company. A GCHQ chief has suggested Huawei equipment could be banned from Westminster and other sensitive areas over concerns about shoddy security in Chinese firms' products. Dr. Ian Levy, Technical Director of the organisation's National Cyber Security Centre, NCSC, and Huawei's poor engineering, said Huawei's poor engineering was like it's back in the year 2000. The technology giant's involvement in Britain's new 5G network, Kill Network, is expected to come under scrutiny in an upcoming government review of the country's telecommunication infrastructure. To date, Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson, the child, and the head of MI6, Alex Younger, have publicly expressed their concerns over the company, while GCHQ chief has spoken of both. 2019 letter for MPs, city councils, etc. This is what you need to all be sending off to everyone. That way they can have no excuse. They can't say, I didn't know, because you're notifying them here of what's going on, and therefore they become personally liable. 1. Safety. This isn't the full one, I'm just going to read a few of them. Safety Code 6, 2015. Evidence of harm has been reported to Canadian government. This means the radiation is illegal, and there's a link there. RF radiation from smart meters, Wi-Fi, smartphones, etc. is not insured. Lloyd's of London set the standard for the world. If they won't insure it, no one will. And the link. And if they won't insure it, that means it's going to kill you. Additional information. Proof RF radiation is determined to health. Again, all the links are in to each one. More info on Professor Curtis Bennett. See his website. Click on News and Updates and scroll to Subject You Need. Professor Curtis Bennett already has legal avenues to halt 2 smart meter contracts in BC, Canada. Idiot science used to bypass all laws and codes. They used the plastic head. No biology was used. For Wi-Fi safety on planes, Boeing engineers used potatoes. No biological was used. Case against Gateshead Council re 5G mobile network, and we won. And there's about another 8 after this, but I'm only going to read the first 8. Links in the description. How ridiculous is it? Fined $55,000 for calling a male. We told you this was coming. We warned you it would happen. We were not crying wolf. We were telling you the truth. And now it's here. As a headline announces, Canadian tribunal fines Bill Watcott $55,000 for expressing Christian views on transgenderism. In other words, Watcott called a biological male who identified as a female a biological male. That was his crime. This transgender bullshit needs to be gone immediately. It's a further attack on humanity. Hundreds of child sex dolls seized at UK borders, sparking legal crackdown. There is no ambiguity that they are designed to depict children, and their purpose is to stimulate sex. Hundreds of child sex dolls have been seized at Britain's borders before they can be used by paedophiles, prosecutors have revealed as they launch a crackdown. The Crown Paedophile Service, CPS, has issued new legal guidelines to help bring charges against importers and jail them for up to 7 years. A total of 230 suspected child sex dolls have been seized by the Border Force and referred to police since September 2016. Those dolls are now in the hands of paedophiles because the Crown Prosecution Service took them and made sure they went where they needed to go. Normally purchased online, they are designed to be anatomically close to its child size, features and weight as possible. While some manufacturers have claimed the dolls have help prevent paedophiles committing sexual offences against children, charities have said there is no proof for that assertion, and many buyers have previous convictions. This is getting ridiculous. All caps name. There is no English rule of grammar, America or English, which provides for writing names in all capital letters. The only law which allow for deciding case involving all capital names, a conspicuous term, is commercial law. See it all in the name. In addition to the excellent material in the above reference, it's all in the name. There's the reply I got from asking Cambridge University, England, about capitalisation. Thank you, Mr. C. Dear Mr. Caniston, I have checked a comprehensive grammar of the English language by Randolph Quirk et al. London Longman 1985. The Oxford English Grammar by Sidney Greenbaum, Oxford University Press 1996, and Hart's Rule for Composites and Readers at the University Press, Oxford by Horace Hart, 39th edition, Oxford University Press 1983. I found no grammatical rule which defines a situation in which all the letters of a name, or indeed of any word, should appear as capitals. Rather, the use of capitals or small capitals in this way is simply a typographical device used for emphasis, for example. And of course the fact that your name on your driving license is in all capital letters because it comes as capitis diminutio, which is again Latin, which means maximum loss of status. In other words, you're the lowest of the low. 10 cancer-causing products to remove from your home: scented candles, air fresheners and more. As a parent and spouse, you try to ensure your family is healthy and happy, and you do everything within your power to keep them safe. It doesn't cross your mind that the products that you are using to help them safe may actually be placing them in harm's way. When you think of health and well-being, proper nutrition and supplementation are often on the top of the list of ways to keep your family safe. You don't consider analysing the products you use for cleaning purposes, for example. The truth is that there are a number of known carcinogens in our home, lurking in the shower, the toilet, the kitchen, cupboard and the rest of the house, that have the potential to substantially increase the risk of you and your family developing cancer. Here is a list of potential dangers, from air fresheners and scented candles to shower curtains, which you can look out for to make your home safe again. At the end of the article, I will also discuss warning signs that Wi-Fi cellular radiation affects your body. Again, links in the description if you want to read the full article. I've known most of what it talks about, but if you haven't, you definitely need to read it because it'll be an eye-opener. EU to push for possible 2020 Brexit delay. Prime Minister Theresa May pathetic request to Brexit to delay until 30th of June looks set to be turned down, with the European Union instead looking at an extension that could last up to a year. May has totally lost control of the situation. With the Brexit prime monster set to meet EU leaders this evening before they tell her what time frame the Article 50 extension will be over. The EU's Donald Tusk has talked up a longer extension as it would allow the UK to rethink its Brexit strategy. In other words, keep us in Europe till 2020, and then they can kick the ball down the road a bit further, like I've been saying all along, till it gets to 2021. It might even be 2020, and we're locked in. We need out now. The treasonous bastards needs dragging out. Not only that, but he mentions the possibility of Brexit being stopped altogether. The UK can revoke Article 50 at any time, as stated by the European Court of Justice. France's President traitor criminal Macron has suggested a 9-month extension, according to the Telegraph, whilst the Guardian reckon the two new potential dates are at the end of December 2019 or even March 2020. German Chancellor Angela Merkel is also said to consider a delay until 2020 as possible. This is despite Theresa May having stood up in Parliament and pledged that she was not willing to delay Brexit beyond 30th of June. Will she now resign? But wait a minute. She stood up and says, we're leaving on the 29th of March. That is the date. We're leaving on the 29th of March, and we haven't left. So, as trustworthy as a piece of shit. There would also be conditions applied to any further extension, with Tusk insisting on sincere cooperation also during the crucial period. A so-called flexation would cut short if and when May's EU deal is approved by MPs, though this still seems like a remote prospect, given May has given up renegotiating with the EU and has turned to stabbing the country in the back yet again. Tories face generation crisis as tipping point increases to 51. The Conservative Party is facing a generational crisis, with fewer than 1 in 5 millennials now saying they have their support. A poll of 10,000 voters conducted by Harbour Strategy for the Tory think tank Onward found the party's ability to rule is in peril, and as the under-50s shun the party. The report reveals that an election between 1950 to 2010, the Conservatives were on average 8% behind Labour among young voters, but 9% cut ahead among older voters. But at the last election, the age gap exploded, with the Tories 35% behind among the under-25s and 36 points behind with the over-65s. The so-called tipping point age, at which voters is more likely to vote Tory than Labour, increased from 47 immediately after the 2017 election to 51. Cinnamon and honey. Now, there are recipes for this, so if you've got any problems, do a search online, you'll find the recipes. Cinnamon and honey, a powerful mixture as a cure for many diseases. As you may already know, honey is one of the healthiest things that you need to have at your home. The benefits that honey offers to your health are huge. You can use honey instead of sugar because the honey is healthier and does not contain calories. Even ancient nations started using it as food, but also as a cure. They started combining it with other spices, for example, cinnamon. Again, links in description. The Telegraph. May's fate sealed with a kiss as EU plots long Brexit delay. Yes, look at the pair of treasonous bastards, both guilty of high treason. And look, they're going, yes, we pulled the wool over their eyes. My dumb British are laying down and letting us walk all over them as they normally do. Even though they're trying to whinge and moan, but they haven't got the backbone to stand up and do anything. And so they go, yes, I know. The same with France. I've now got the troops on the streets, so my dictatorship is fully in flow. How about yours? We're working on it, she said. Ashley's fury at losing out on Debenhams. Baby born from womb transplant by robot. Netanyahu claims win with pole of knife on knife edge. Firefighters hold the thin blue line. Killer doctor free to work. Metro. The Crown's Diana, unknown actress cast to play People's Princess in hit TV series. Chocolate teapots. Ashley's Debenhams rant. Mum kept 1 million lotto win secret for 5 weeks. Macron and on and on. French back long Brexit delay to stop endless summit and keep us in the EU. That's what this is all about. This is smoke and mirrors. They have got no idea or implementation. They don't want us to leave. Their plan is to keep us in, and that's been the plan all along. And it's becoming blatantly obvious, even to the Ramonas, who can see. And I'm not saying they don't still want to remain, but they can see that a democratic decision was made, and the vote was leave. And these bastards are committing high treason by not obeying the public, and they need to suffer the wrath of the public. I think it's this Saturday 13th, 3 p.m. in London. The Times. Don't humiliate May, Tusk warns Macron. Council President asks EU to respect UK and grant Brexit extension of up to a year. Madonna to defy boycott of Tel Aviv Eurovision. Manslaughter doctor, Debenhams closures, crossbow murder, football food gift, IMF growing warning. The Guardian. May hopes dashed as EU targets longer Brexit delay. They ain't never going to let us out. Until we take this Parliament out, lock them all up, and someone who actually cares about the country takes over. If we need anyone like that, or we the people take over, and we all decide what's going on, not these treasonous bastards. Schools use fundraising sites to buy vital items. Back to the May debacle. Fresh doubts over PM's position as European leaders tear up plan to leave bloc by 30th of June. After Fleabag, what next for Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Aye. Europe's bad cop. Macron ponders his de Gaulle moment. I feel completely different already. More energy. First NHS patient at Wales' new proton therapy centre reveals joy. Now, what I'll tell you about this proton therapy, yes, it can cure cancer, but it's been used in the Czech Republic for years. This is just old stuff now. We should have had it years ago as well. EU to rebuff PM and insist on long delay. Yeah, we're insisting you don't leave. Really? European leaders will back Brexit extension of up to a year at emergency summit in Brussels today. May seeking 30 June postponement with the chance to leave earlier. Third of Conservative MPs defy government whip on Commons vote to extend Article 50. Long delay will provide further fury in Tory ranks. They haven't done as the public wants, therefore they are committing high treason, which is still a crime punishable by execution. They may have repealed the treason one, they didn't repeal the high treason. Debenhams leaders like take control, Kim Singupta on conflict in Libya, Robert Fisk on Ivana Trump, from glossy celeb schools to a children's hospice. Daily Fail. More parasitical shit. Revealed Megan's blood plan to have a home birth. Yes, it's because you'd finally be able to take that strap on off, won't you? Thanks to INEP MPs, Brussels now insisting on long Brexit delay, giving Britain the humiliating prospect of another year in limbo. This has been the plan all along. And then when we get to the next delay, that'll be kicked down the road further as well. Because apparently our treasonous Parliament can't sort it out. Oh, we're supposed to leave on the 20th. Oh, we can't figure out. We've had 2.5 years at it, but we just can't figure out how to do it. How about you repeal the 72 Act, you repeal the Lisbon Treaty, you repeal anything that we've been treasonously tied into by a corrupt bunch of treasonous politicians. And I don't want them executing, but I'm sure many of you will. And I'll go with whatever you say, because unlike the treasonous bastards in Parliament, I believe the people have the power and not them. Express. Royal role, unknown actress to play Diana in The Crown. Brussels boss tells PM to accept 1 year delay in hope Britain will rethink Brexit. In other words, stay, which is what the plan has been all along. We will will we ever escape EU clutches? No, not while we've got a bunch of treasonous traitors in Parliament. Mirror, a new Diana expenses scandal exclusive. MPs make millions selling homes for helped pay for out. MPs make millions selling homes for helped pay for. Oh, we helped pay for. Outrageous. 160 politicians profit from taxpayer-funded mortgage perks. That four-eyed twat, £870,000. That four-eyed bitch, 1.23 million. That faggot, 2.85 million. This has got to stop. These bastards should be made to pay back every single penny they've stolen, and it is stealing. They can call it expenses, whatever they like. It is theft from us. The scum. 161 lotto winner to get divorce. Emma is the new Diana exclusive. What a plonker. I dipped my Johnson in Boris's pint. TV's host filthy pub prank. Waste of paper star. Corrie's Amanda saved by 999 crew. Racist ducks. It's quackers. Save our bacon. Butty's at risk as China grabs Brit pork. Well, in actual fact, pork is one of the foods you shouldn't eat. It is really bad for you. It causes cancer. And the reason that is because you're acting like a cannibal. A pig is so close genetically to humans, it's like you're a cannibal. FT. May puts delayed plea to Europe, but as they all sit round a table laughing and joking how we've managed to screw this country over, because they know it's been planned all along. This was the plan many years ago. This was how it was planned to go. Saudi bond bonanza as investors draw line under Khashoggi killing. Armaco fundraising lifted to 12 billion, record 100 billion in orders. One of a kind deal. Trump ratchets up US-Europe trade tension with threat of 11 billion in tariffs. Need to Boris-proof Brexit deal haunts negotiators. Well, it's all full of bullshit and propaganda and misdirection as usual. I may be doing some special videos over the next couple of weeks or so, exposing some really interesting stuff and pointing out some interesting stuff. Until then, I'll see you there.